Zenith Energy is a Houston-based oil company, and in 2017, Zenith snuck into our community and bought an old asphalt facility. And they were able to use these grandfathered permits to start operating an oil-by-rail transloading and storage facility, where they bring oil from North Dakota or from tar sands in Canada and store it in the CEI hub. This is the Critical Energy Infrastructure Hub. It's a 6-mile stretch along the west side of the Willamette River, along Forest Park. Maybe it's something that you've noticed, or maybe it's something that you've never really put much thought into. But this area is an area that is of grave concern to 350 PDX and to many of our partners in this region. There's 350 million gallons of petroleum-based fuel stored in the Critical Energy Infrastructure Hub. And transporting oil by train is extremely dangerous. We have seen many examples, both near and far. East Palestine, Ohio, Lac Mégantic in Quebec, and Mosier, Oregon in 2016, where trains carrying dangerous fuels have derailed and exploded. And just this year, we saw a cargo train derail on the steel bridge, and it made all of us pause and wonder, wow, what would have happened if a crude oil train derailed on the steel bridge that day? Over a quarter of the residents who live in Multnomah County live in what's known as the blast zone. This is the area that would be evacuated in the event of an oil train derailing. A quarter of the people in our county. Why is the city of Portland allowing such a risk? All of this oil that Zenith brings in leaves our community. It's not used here. This region hasn't always looked this way. For generations upon generations, this stretch of the Willamette used to be a braided river of marshes and streams where migratory birds would come, where many different tribes gathered to hunt and fish, and where rivers from Forest Park met the Willamette. This area, what's known as an industrial sacrifice zone, was actually built before we understood that we are long overdue for an earthquake in this region. An earthquake along the Cascadia subduction zone. And when this earthquake happens, it will cause the largest oil spill in US history, right in our community. Since 2017, thousands and thousands of Portlanders have been fighting Zenith Energy. People have rallied on the tracks, in City Hall, and in the streets. And we've taken the company to court. And yet, while we were making this clear, the city of Portland met in closed-door meetings with Zenith Energy to give them the permits that they were looking for. We're frustrated about this, but we're also doing everything we can to stop it. And one of the things that we can all do right now is to get involved in this upcoming permit process with the Department of Environmental Quality. Because right now, Zenith is actually looking for a specific permit, an air quality permit, that they need to actually continue operating. And we know, and our community knows, that Zenith Energy does not comply with Oregon's air quality laws. So join us. You're going to be able to send in a public comment, to testify at a public hearing, and to talk to your neighbors and community members about the risks of Zenith Energy and oil by rail. There are so many ways that together we can finally put an end to the dangers that Zenith poses to our community.